Hey everybody, it's Zach from Myshire Farm, and today I'm going to try to help you with some tips and advice on how to have a very successful hatch, as well as keeping your chicks in the brooder happy and healthy the entire time. So we are going to do a quick tour of our brooder room here at Myshire Farm, and then we're going to go inside and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help you with a successful hatch, as well as keeping your chicks and quail happy and healthy in the brooder until you move them into cages. So first and foremost, this is our brooder room. It holds about 1,600 chicks, and we're going to go through all of that. But first and foremost, this is Gigantor. It's actually Gigantor 2.0, and Papa the Builder built this. He does have a video on this on his playlist, Papa Builder Things, on our YouTube channel. But in January or February, we're actually going to take everything out, buy all new equipment, sterilize it, clean it, assemble it back together, and we're going to do a very detailed video so that maybe you could build one of these as well if you would like. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Also, when we get inside, the number one tip I can give you is that incubators lie. They do not tell you the truth. It might not be right away, but eventually they will not tell you the accurate temperature and humidity. So I have bought 6 different types of thermometers slash hydrometers, and I have found one that I absolutely like. So at the end of this video, when we go inside, I am going to tell you which one we recommend, and we have a great surprise for you, so I hope you watch till the end. But this is Gigantor. He also built a lockdown, which again we'll go into depth later on about. So this turns, because it's an incubator. It is automatic, but you can also do it manually. So this will go up and down for the first 15 days. After that, we candle them, put them into lockdown, and then they hatch out of here, and then they go into the brooder. So that's that. Now, we did expand this here quite a bit. That Gigantor 2.0 holds about 7,700 eggs, and we just kept running out of space. So I finally bit the bullet and bought GQF. I do not recommend GQF for people just starting out, but if you are going to be hatching out a lot, quail, chicken, duck, whatever, these are amazing. So this is our hatch, or this is our incubator. There's actually a ton of jumbos in there now. And then again, these turn, and then on day 15, we will move them to our hatcher, put them in there, fill up the water, and then they start hatching out. So that's kind of exciting. Now the next thing I want to show you is right behind you, and that is a brooder that does not have any chicks in it yet. So this is what our brooder looks like before the chicks go in. We've got a waterer here. Obviously, this one's not ready to go. We don't fill the water until they go in. And then we put the feed right in front of the heat lamp, and then right in front of the actual feeder itself, so that they kind of learn where to go. But when they first hatch, they like to stay very, very warm. So you want to have the feed next to the heat light. And then we put the blue paper towels down. These are automotive blue paper towels, which I will give you the link to in just a little bit. We put these down for the first week, then we'll take them up, and then underneath is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch wire, like that. We'll show you more of that in just a minute. But they do fine on 1/2 inch right after the first week. It's not a big deal at all. And then a couple of hours before we move them from the hatcher to the brooder, we will turn this light on, kind of warm it up. Once the chicks go in, we want to insulate that heat because they are 1/3 of the size of a chicken when they hatch. So we actually take boxes. Now we use a lot of post office boxes, so that's what we use, but any box will do. And we'll cover that up, leave the sides open for ventilation, but that will entrap the heat in there for a while. Now I am gonna move you over to chicks that are 1 week old. So if you wanna come over here with me, these are 1 week old, so that means the blue paper towels get removed today. If you're not comfortable with the chicks on 1/2-inch wire after the first week, you can just put new blue paper towels down and do that. But so these are ready to go. So we'll just remove the blue paper towels like so. Yeah. And then we'll do the rest later. But then they do just fine, as you can see. They do just fine on the 1/2-inch wire. They're not stumbling around or anything like that. And then after the first initial time, all we do is fill up this feeder that we make here at the farm. Papa the Builder makes it. He also has a video on that if you want to check out how to make your own feeder. It's called a J feeder. And so they already know how to do all that. But we'll do the rest of that in just a couple minutes. I did want to show you, we actually did this video once already, but the furnace kicked on and it was really hard to hear. So we're redoing it, but I'm going to turn this back on for just a quick second. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to move these. These are 3-week-olds. And so during the spring, summer, and partial fall, this is when we move these babies out into the main barn. The main barn is not insulated and it's not heated at all. They would do fine. In the winter, we keep these in here for an extra week. So just keep that in mind, but you'll have to find out your own process. But as you can tell, they're quite a bit larger in just a few weeks. And then we do have the poop trays still, so we'll clean those out. The blue paper towels come up after the first week. Then the second week we'll clean the poop trays out once a week, and then after that it's about every 3 or 4 days until they get moved. And we're going to go inside in just a second. Because I want to give you some tips and tricks to have a successful hatch and journey in Coturnix quail. But there is one more thing I wanted to show you, and I lost it. So that, oh, here it is. We actually have a feed video on our YouTube channel. What we do is we actually customize our layer feed, and we actually found out that a pheasant starter crumble is fantastic for quail chicks. So that is our starter grower. So I'm going to show you this real quick. Like so. And again, we have a video that I'll put in the description, link to it so you can watch it, but we go through what the percentage is for protein and calcium and fat and fiber and all that stuff. And we also talk about the layer feed. But today we're just going to talk about the incubation and the brooder process. So we're going to go inside. I'm going to give you some things that we recommend and some failures that we've done. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Hey everybody, so we're back, we're inside, and we're going to talk about some tips and tricks to help you have a very successful hatch rate, as well as keeping your chicks in the brooder happy and healthy and have a very successful quail journey. And that is, our goal is to try to help you do that. Now we do have a playlist on our YouTube channel called The Hatching Process. They are 4 or 5 minute little videos that go through every step of the way. Collecting them, putting them in the incubator, candling them, putting them into lockdown, hatching out, putting them in the brooder, the entire process. So you can definitely check out that. So I'm not going to go into a lot of depth about it since there's videos on that, but I did want you to be informed that we do have a hatching guide. Now this hatching guide is pretty much a cheat sheet for you to have a very successful hatch rate. Now we put that in every order that we ship out here at Myshire Farm. But if you don't order from us, you can still access that information. You can go to our website, which is myshirefarm.com, go to the blog section, and in that blog section, Jenna wrote out the hatching guide, as well as other really good blogs that you can check out. You can print them out, you can read them, whatever you want to do, but that should help you quite a bit. It talks to you about the temperature, humidity, when to put them into lockdown, how long to leave them into lockdown after they hatch, and so on and so forth. So that should really, really help. Another helpful thing that we try to do for you is we have this. This is new. Jenna came up with this just a couple weeks ago, and these are going into every order as well. And it is a hatching helper. And the hatching helper is, we fill the top part out. It's the date laid, so you know what day they were laid. And then you can fill out the date set, lockdown, and hatch day. So then you don't forget those important dates. Then you can wipe it off and use it again. So we thought that was really cool. And then at the bottom of this, it says, we would love to hear how it went. Report hatch results or questions to zach@myshirefarm.com. Now, we do highly encourage you do that for a couple different reasons. One, we guarantee a 50% hatch rate on all shipped eggs. And I don't care if it's the post office fault or if it's your incubator wasn't telling you the truth, which happens. It happens all the time. We'll get to that in just a second. Or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. Power outage, whatever. We guarantee a 50% hatch rate because we want you to continue your journey with Coturnix quail, and we want to be able to help you out with that. We want you to be able to get what you spent your hard-earned money on. The other reason is because I keep a log of all hatch rates that are reported back to me. So right now we're sitting at a 75.45% hatch rate on shipped eggs for the year, which is fantastic, and I love it. But that is all because of you giving me that information so I can relay that to everybody else. So that's why we request that as well. Now, as far as incubators go, I showed you the GQF, but we just got that this year. We've been building our own. Papa's been building them for us. But we've been building our own for years and years and years. So I don't have a lot of experience with store-bought incubators. However, we just set up an Amazon account to help you out. So the link will be in the description. You can click on the Amazon shop, and there's going to be a Myshire recommendations, which is stuff that we use, which I'll get to in just a second, and customer recommendations, which is incubators they recommend. For example, we recommend the heat lamps. We really like those. That's what we use. We don't use the ceramic bulbs. We also don't use the heat plates. But I know a lot of people don't want to use these. They're worried about them, which is completely fine. So for example, in the customer recommendations, Kevin and Sarah from Living Traditions Homestead recommend a specific type of heat plate. So that is in there. Their Brincia that they use is in there. A lot of my customers' reviews, such as the Nurture Right 360, the Hovabator, things like that, those are in there. So you can take a look at those and see what we recommend, what the customers recommend, and hopefully that will help you out decide what's best for you. Now, we would love to get more feedback from our customers or viewers and find out what works best for you, because you can raise quail in a bunch of different ways, and that is okay. But we would love to know what works best for you. We'll recommend it for them in the customer reviews, and hopefully your experience can help someone else out with their journey as well. So if you have any, comment below. We'll take a look at it. We'll be happy to put it on there. The other thing about the incubator is incubators lie. It's a fact. It's like the sky is blue. It's going to happen. It might not happen the first time or the second time or even the 10th time, but it's going to eventually need to be calibrated, and you just don't know when that happens. So we highly, highly recommend you get a separate thermometer and hydrometer to put in there to check and balance your incubator. Now, I don't know how many questions I've gotten about what we recommend. So in our Amazon store, we have one that we recommend. I've actually purchased 6 different ones lately. We've tested them all out, and hands down, this is the best one. User use is easy. It's accurate. It's consistently accurate. It's fantastic. We really love it. So it is the Govee It's the Govee Smart Thermo Hydrometer. And again, that's in our Amazon store. It's not that expensive, but it is fantastic. I really, really recommend these. So hopefully a lot of people will get information on that and help them on their journey, because I get that question quite a bit. And that's about it for the hatching process and the incubators. I do want to talk to you about feed for a minute, and then we'll talk about the brooders. So we've done a lot of different feed throughout the years. When we started, just for self-sufficient use, we used a turkey starter feed for the layer, or I'm sorry, for the starter grower. We used a turkey starter and it worked great. It was fine. Now that we're a business, we don't really consider our quail ours. We consider them yours. And we're just taking care of them until you're ready for them. So we really try to go above and beyond, kind of like we're house sitting, you know, keeping everything in order, right? So we've done a lot of research. We've talked to a lot of smarter people than I, a lot more educated, PhD doctors that specialize in feed, vitamins, nutrients, and things like that. And the best thing that we have found is a pheasant starter. Now, we use Klombach. Our local feed store supplies it. I showed you this earlier, but we really recommend a pheasant starter. But you can do a turkey starter or a general starter. It doesn't matter. They'll be just fine. But the best results are a pheasant starter. And we do have a video that goes in depth about our starter grower and our layer, which we actually do custom make. And a lot of information is in that, so you can check that out as well. But I just wanted to throw that out. So if you're just raising for self-sufficient use, you don't have to overthink it. Use a turkey starter. It's really easy to get, very accessible. And then an all-purpose layer feed, a game bird layer feed, whatever the case may be. If you've got a bunch of chickens, you can feed them the same thing. It really doesn't affect that much. So don't overthink that part. And hopefully that helps you as well. If this is helping you, hit the like button and support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, the brooder process, or the brooder system, we did talk already about the heat lamps. The other thing I wanted to mention was the blue paper towels. The blue paper towels are very, very important. A lot of people use regular paper towels, and that is not a good idea. The reason for that is because that will cause splay leg. It's not a strong enough grip for them, and their legs will go out, and within a couple hours, they'll stay that way. And it's fixable if you find it quickly. But if it goes on for more than a day or two, you can't fix it. So we really recommend the automotive blue paper towels, which is also in our Amazon store, so you can check those out. And like I said, we take that up after the first week and we put them on 1/2-inch wire, which again, there is a recommendation on the Amazon store for the 1/2-inch wire. Now, in the brooder, we do not use the PVC coated. We use galvanized, which is on there. And then in our cages in the main barn, we actually do recommend a PVC coated 1/2-inch by 1-inch. And that is on there as well. So hopefully a lot of this will help you on your entire journey with Coturnix quail and help you answer a lot of questions. We have tried the 1/4-inch in the brooders before, and the poop just doesn't go through. It gets real messy. They start having poop balls on their feet, and it's just a disaster. So 1/2-inch really works very well. So for those of you that are building your brooders, hopefully that helps. And I think that is about it. So again, the Amazon shop store link will be in the description. The videos I have mentioned to learn more about the feed or the hatching process or pop a builder of things, that will be in the description as well to hopefully help. If you've enjoyed this video or if you think this has helped, I greatly appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel out. Helps the channel grow and makes me feel better. And if you think this is valuable for a lot of other people, you're more than welcome to share this video. And hopefully we'll have better videos and more videos coming your way. The next video we're planning on doing is quail math. I think this will help a lot of people starting know how many they need to order or start with. So I'm very excited about that. So stay tuned for that. And remember, every Sunday And Monday, we go live right here on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm, for a live Q&A. The Sunday one goes for about 2 or 3 hours. It's a community setting. We all hang out, share experiences, have a good time. And Monday is a quick, we don't talk, it's ask your question, I answer, and we move on. But that might help a lot if you've got a lot of questions. Again, I'm always available. My website has my email address and my personal cell phone number, and we are more than happy to help you on your journey with Coturnix quail. Good luck, stay safe, and we'll see you next time, guys.